Okay, so I wanted to do a week one review just to go over things so that when I send these videos to my clients, um, I can, actually have something for them to see. Like I've been doing these videos on what I actually eat every day and stuff like that. Now keep in mind, I already was eating one meal a day. The difference was I was eating one meal a day and it was ketogenic. And so I was having probably about 8 to 12 ounces of meat every day and a big salad, or 8 to 12 ounces of meat and, a half a head of cauliflower steamed with butter and cheese melted all over it, or, broccoli, or things like that. Most of the time, salads. I wouldn't actually lose that much weight doing that. Believe it or not, I'd lose inches, probably a quarter to a half an inch every week, but my weight either would go up or stay the same, which is amazing when you're watching yourself get into smaller and smaller clothes, but yet your weight doesn't go down. When I do that, I don't actually even weigh myself, maybe once a month at the most. But this is extreme. I mean, this is basically zero carbs. So, I weighed in a week ago at 289. Day one, that means after 24 hours, I weighed 287. So that was a loss of 2 pounds. After day two, I lost 3 more pounds. So the first 2 days, the first 48 hours were pretty nuts. Day 3, I lost another pound. Day 4, I lost another pound, which is pretty crazy. Day 5, I lost another half pound, and then look at this, day 6. And this was strange because I treat over in Sedona on weekends, mostly on Saturdays. And it's an hour and 45-minute drive each way. That's 3.5 hours of driving. And I did 9 hours of treating. Yet I gained 2.5 pounds. All I ate was some Indian food. It was all meat, but it's just crazy. -2, -3, -1, -1, -1/2, plus 2.5. Anyway, day 7, I lost 1. So the total loss for the week was 6 pounds, which is ridiculous. I mean, that's, in a way, it's almost too much. I mean, I love it, of course, but if you're losing 1 to 2 pounds a week doing any diet, that's fantastic. Because the problem with taking it off fast is you just put it back on fast. The slower you take it off, the more time it takes to put it back on. In my 20 years plus of dieting and research on this, I learned that. Anyways, so just some things. I feel amazing. Now, I was already doing intermittent eating and only eating once a week, so I was feeling amazing already, but I have to say, I feel even more amazing, if that's even possible. Now this is a difference between just doing ketogenic and doing basically animal sourced foods, which, is meat, cheese, eggs, butter, which is what I'm doing now. Basically zero carbs. When I was eating ketogenic and having lots of veggies in there, there was definitely no constipation, but bowel movements were quite large, and doing this, you'll have I'm having very small or practically non-existent. I mean, one day I just didn't go. I wasn't constipated, and I just think to myself, how can I lose 3 pounds in a day after losing 2 pounds the next day and not even really go to the bathroom? I mean, what it feels like is there's a little man with a blowtorch inside of me. He's probably 3 inches tall, and he's got a little blowtorch, and he's just working the inside of my stomach, torso, just burning fat. I mean, sometimes I'm laying there, I actually feel like I'm burning. I only checked to see if I was in ketosis once, and I think that was at day 4, and I had a trace of ketosis. I've never been able to get into ketosis very well. So anyways, no constipation, very small bowel movements, if any. I barely think about food. Now, when you do intermittent eating and you only eat once or twice a day, you get to the point where you don't really think about food. Because you know, I'm going to eat at 12, I'm going to eat at 6. Those are the 2 times I eat. I recommend getting down to 2 times a day. So you barely even think about food. The freedom from thinking about food is amazing. I mean, I read a study that the average American makes a food decision 200 times a day. So in other words, you walk out the door and your neighbor's got a Starbucks. If you're the kind that likes that crap, then you're going to have a food decision. Oh, should I get Starbucks? You drive down the road, you drive by 75 fast food restaurants, you got to make 75 decisions if you're tempted by those things. So people are constantly making food decisions. You go to work and somebody brings in donuts and it's always somebody's birthday, right? So then you have to make food decisions. Well, by getting to 1 or 2 times a day and only eating on those times, all your food decisions go away. It's like you don't see all this stuff. It's pretty cool. So the freedom from food and food decisions is just awesome. The next thing I noticed is much lower libido, which in my case is good. I don't have to follow the little woman around the house looking like a puppy dog trying to get a piece of bacon. And I actually can focus on other things now. It's pretty awesome. I'm probably going to become a much better practitioner doing this. And like I'm building stuff. I bought a chop saw and I'm building a shed. And yeah, it's amazing. Libido really just, it's overrated. Gets you in way more trouble than it's worth. Sleeping great. One night I didn't sleep great, but other than that, I'm sleeping great. I was sleeping great anyway, but I'm sleeping even better. I only drink water, and I drink 2 to 4 quarts a day. Now, I will say the first 3 days are tough, then it gets easier. Now, doing this wasn't tough on the first 3 days for me because I was already doing 1 meal a day. So, but I have done new things like 1 meal a day before, and the first 3 days are tough. And it just gets easier and easier. I've quit smoking in my life. I've quit drinking in my life. I've quit drugs. I've quit rage. I've quit swearing. The first 3 days are the toughest, and then it just gets easier and easier. And if you can make it through the first 30 days and still do well, then you're home free. Anyway, that's just a 1 week review I wanted to do. Later.